Good morning. Today is the 13th of February 2023. Yesterday I told you I was doing my errands. It was a glorious day for it. The sun was shining. I think we even hit 2 degrees for February. I still have a smile on my face because it was just like springtime. It was really a nice day, and I was actually able to accomplish a lot more than I'd planned to do. But I had enough oomph to pull it off. So it was a good day yesterday. And then I came home, and now I'm recovering from the expenditure of energy, as I put it. And everything's fine per se, but I really needed some downtime after that. So I'm flipping through my phone and stumble onto some My 600 Pound Life. We're revisiting this topic again. The reason it was on my mind is I had two recent conversations where my weight loss was not questioned, it was inquired about how to do it and all that kind of stuff, right? And that there's the stigma attached to people who think that they are overweight and the social pressures and all that kind of stuff. And it's like I can only tell you what worked for me, and I personally think that they look fine as is. That's just my take on weight. Me, I prefer being the way I am right now, not just because I can. It's healthier for me, especially for my condition. But I also aesthetically, I prefer my current form, as it were. Anyways, so that was the genesis. And by the way, I really wish I could give them what worked for me, which is strictly, and I think I mentioned it before, more protein, less carbs. I think most people who lose weight have that mantra, and I share it. That's what worked for me. I wish that there was some way you could bottle it and sell it, but you can't. It's a lifestyle choice. It's it is what it is. My 600 pound life. What what I A takeaway for me from my 600 pound life, and I'm not a parent, so this is just an observer looking in, hearing the stories, and having seen my own parents struggle within the family with this issue. People who carry excessive weight tend to either have been put on a diet at a young age, which could traumatize them, or they weren't put on a diet, which could also traumatize them, according to my 600 pound life. And I'm only um, telling you my take on the shows, which makes me go, ugh, how rough it must be for a parent in either circumstance. If you try to help your child, and I do believe it is trying to help your child or anyone really who has a weight issue and they're um, not realizing it or not caring about it. Um, if you try to diet them, and of course, if you're doing the restrictive diets and all that, there is a right way and a wrong way. Me, if I was a parent, I would imagine that I would do to them what I did for me: more protein, less carbs. I mean, for me, there is a science behind it. There's proof if you look at me. And eventually, one of these days, I will learn how to edit. I'm sorry, excuse me. I will learn how to edit, and I could show you. I have no problem showing you these pictures of me. What I found interesting is people, at times, people who haven't seen me for a number of years and they knew me. For me, the long and short of it is my early 40s through to my 50s, well, maybe that decade of early 50s, let's say, I was obese. And now I'm not. So people who have seen me and haven't seen me for a number of years remember me a certain way, and then they see me now, and then they ask inevitably, "How much did you weigh?" And I tell them, for one thing, they're kind of, really? You were that heavy? Are you sure? Like, some people think I've been told, some people think I'm fudging the numbers. I'm really not. There is a certain way you dress when you're overweight. It's called baggy clothes and puffy clothes. I don't know how else to put it. Like muumuus. I mean, in a t-shirt form, but a muumuu nonetheless. It's called a spade a spade. And I did wear these. Of course, you don't tuck in your shirt and all. Some people, they dress it without, the way I look at it, a care in the world. Like, they'll put on a tight t-shirt with the belly and all that. That was never my style. My style was always like the muumuu. I'll cover this up. And even now, when I look back at some of these pictures, it's like, wow, you were 250 pounds in that picture. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Anyways, my point is that there is a certain way, I guess. My other point is there's a certain way you dress if you've got weight issues and you aren't comfortable with it. Some people are comfortable. And I think everyone should be comfortable. Don't get me wrong. I personally do not look at an overweight person and go, shock horror. That's just not my style. In the back of my mind, I might think, I wish for them that they could lose the weight. In the sense of, if you see someone out of breath by just walking, because that happened to me. Walking up I'm telling you, where the place that I lived, and I had to walk up 5 steps to get to my landing and onto my room. That was an effort, day in, day out. That's no longer an effort. Now, actually, I have like 10 steps that I've got to do. And actually, the worst part of that is my condition. So on a good day, I can do it, no problem. On a bad day, it might take me a while to, it's called the baby steps, one after, take a step, match it, take a step, match it. It's a whole thing. Anyways, like I said, for me, the takeaway from my 600 is that parents can't win. Either children will, as adults, will either blame them for, why didn't you tell me or teach me not to overindulge, I guess, or overeat, sorry, not indulge, overeat. Or, why did you put me on such a restrictive diet? There is a way to, like, for me, so why can't you do it for yourself? And I don't mean that in a negative. I mean it like, try it. Like, if it's a protein in, less carbs in, see what happens. Give yourself a challenge. This, for the next 3 months, I'm gonna do half and half, protein, carbs. Which, if I think about it, that's probably what I do. I probably do a half and halfer. I'm not really big on, I used to, but measuring it out and all that. I do better with ballpark figures. Okay, this sausage is like 350. This bagel is 250. Throw on some cream cheese, and now you're talking an extra 100. That kind of thing. So it's not. I'm not meticulous about it. That said, I'm still a little bit surprised that I've dropped back down into the 140 pounder. It's like, geez. Like, and then I had a day like yesterday where I did a lot of physical exercise, which not only does it build muscle, it also burns calories, and maybe that's where I am today. Anyway, it's a little bit of a rambling one. Sorry, it's just been on my mind with these last conversations I just had, and how I wasted my time in recovery from yesterday's very good day. Anyways, that's what's going on behind the patch this morning. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.